Welcome to Pub Talk, the unofficial official craft beer podcast of Oklahoma, where we're all about the 3 Bs, beer buddies, and bullshit. I'm Jeremy, your legendary host, and I'm joined as always by a guy who will surf a raft if it means some good craft, Michael.
Hello, hello.
This week we've traveled back to Ponca City to check back in with our friends at Vortex Alley Brewing, who recently celebrated their 2nd anniversary. Before we get started, take a second to follow us on social media at Pub Talk Podcast, and make sure to hit the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app or YouTube so you never miss an episode. All right, let's get started. So, first of all, thank you for having us back out here.
Absolutely, man. Always enjoy visiting with you guys. Always love complaining about the Dallas Cowboys and about Jason Garrett with you. That's always a plus for me.
Oh, fuck Jason Garrett. We might as well just get that out of the way.
Good comment. Good comment.
Way to go. Way to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Missed field goal. But yeah, so, it's been about a year, so just for anyone who didn't listen to that episode or isn't familiar, I'll let you introduce yourself, who you are, and what you do here.
I'm David Thomas. I am co-owner of Vortex Alley Brewing here in Ponca City, Oklahoma. I co-own this with my 3 other friends, Spencer Boatman, Mark Spalding, and Jimmy Allen, who are actually back in the back right now brewing beer. Doing our first brew on our new system. We're doing a smoked imperial stout called Giggles. Giggles gets its name from the fact that when Spencer sent me the recipe, his text message changed the name from Fugle hops to Giggle hops, and I went to go look for them, and I could not find Giggle hops anywhere. And I texted back and said, dude, there's no such thing as Giggle hops. What are you talking about? And everyone started busting my stones about it, so we wanted to call the beer name Giggles. So
nice.
It's just this beer has history with itself already. So we brewed. Spencer and Jimmy brewed this one. The first beer that we brewed on our system, our old system, our first system we had, which was absolute chaos, and it took them 10 hours to brew this one beer. It was so awful. It was a giant grain bill that never should have been fitted into this barrel and a half pot, but somehow they made it work. They got it fit. It was really over the top, but anyway, so they got it to work. It didn't turn out. We lost a ton of efficiency, but we learned our lessons from that point. The new system, we thought, you know what? If you're going to break it in, let's break it in with what we broke it in the first time.
Yeah.
And Giggles won the vote, so we decided to do it again. It's an awesome little. We didn't think this was going to fit. We actually could have. I think we could have got 30, 40 more pounds of grain in that thing. So I feel like we didn't actually get it to where we could have got it to. So, we may have to test these limits another time with another beer. So.
There you go. Yeah.
Jeremy mentioned in the intro that you guys recently celebrated your 2nd anniversary.
We did.
You talked to us about the festivities last weekend.
Yeah, we had a nice little whole day. We had door prizes going out last week, and it's kind of like a thank you. It was a thank you for people coming in and supporting us. And so, you can go spend your money anywhere, and you can go spend your time anywhere. But people continuously, come here and continuously spend their money and spend their time. And a lot of them we've made absolute friends with. And they come here, and we, so through the whole day, we were giving away door prizes every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, like something we were giving away. We had a musical act here, Stacey Sanders, a great musician. He travels all over. He's from Enid, so he's been in Enid. He comes here a lot, goes to Stillwater a lot. And then we had a food truck called Free Range Kitchen that was here. They're from Stillwater. Great guys, great group of people, and they make amazing food. And every time they show up here, it's usually pretty busy for us. So having them around is a great bonus to us. So they actually got their start here. Their first time with a food truck, they actually brought it here to Vortex, and we were their first stop.
Awesome.
And then they got a big head and never saw them again for a while. They're good guys. We like to bust their stones.
So we've alluded to it a few times now already. You just upgraded your brew house. You were the second smallest in the state prior to right now, correct?
We were the second smallest. High Gravity was. We thought we were the smallest. But High Gravity came in and claimed their one barrel system took us out of smallest. We're like, look. If we're going to be number one, let's be number one something.
Sure. Yeah.
We couldn't even get that. So High Gravity took that from us, took that thunder. So we decided to just jump up to 3.5 barrel.
It's still number one brewery in Ponca City, though.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is. The thing was like we have the 3.5 barrel system. It was needed, much needed for us. And we got it because we had outgrown the other system. I brewed on the other system this past week 3 times. I actually brewed on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And on Thursday, while I'm brewing and finishing up the day, there was parts or things that I no longer needed with the new system and weren't going to go with the old system. So I just started throwing things in the trash. So it's no longer needed. And it was kind of bittersweet. I was kind of like, oh man, this is the last brew on this. I was like, this is really the last brew on the system. And it was computer based. So the controller was computer based. And then the computer started glitching on me about 15 minutes before the boil was up. And I went, you know what? Screw you. I'm glad you're leaving. Let's separate for something new.
Nice.
What have been some of your favorite beers that you've made here in house?
There's so many. I think this year alone, just this year alone, and from January till now, I think we have done 76. I think I did a count, 76 different beers this year.
Holy crap!
But we do so many different beers.
Yeah.
And I love sours, and I love creating sours. So for me, if you're talking about me brewing, I handle the sours, so I do love doing that and creating the different profiles of it. My favorite beer right now is definitely one we do. We've done a few times actually when we first did it, called Funky Bloom. Bloom is spelled B-L-U-M-E, which is German for flower, because we use it's made with hibiscus flowers and rose hips, and that's all it's used. But if you taste it, you would swear we put cherries in it, but we didn't. It's all flowers. And unfortunately, it ran out last night for you guys, so I can't have nothing on. Since I concentrate on the sours, I do tend for the sours. Not Scale Pale Ale, not Scale Pale Ale is a number one for us. It's like our number one distributor beer now. So if in distribution alone, not Scale is our big seller in the distribution market. And we only distribute here in Ponca, so it's not. We don't have a big, we're not carrying the state.
Yeah.
And then you have people love Scar Tissue. You guys tried that earlier. It's
really
just a big ABV beer with no bite.
Yeah.
So it's dangerously big, and people they want more than what we give them. So we actually cut the people off at 3 of those glasses. So it's like 3 10-ounce glasses, like that's it. They're like, well, I'm not even feeling it.
11.5, yes, you are.
You're not feeling a lot. You're not even feeling that you're feeling it.
Yeah, that's great. So we were talking about distribution just a second ago, and the question I probably get the most from people in Tulsa when I'm talking about you guys is, do you know when they're going to distribute outside of the Ponca City area? So are there any plans for that anytime in the near future?
I don't want to say it's not a thought. It is. It's kind of the logistics of everything. We try to do this with the best we can with what we have, and traveling. If we were going to go to a place, it'd probably be one space in Tulsa. That'd probably be it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be one location only. And we do the same thing with Oklahoma City because it's like, right now it's just really one person working here. I mean, we all work here. We're all owners,
Right.
but only one person does it full time, and so that one person is difficult to brew all the time and make deliveries all the time, especially if you got to go to Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
When that changes, then those opportunities open up. I mean, dude, I would love to be the patriarch in Oklahoma City.
Sure.
I mean, absolutely. It's one of the top craft bars, and love to be at what's the one in Tulsa? Roosevelt.
Oh, sure.
Roosevelt. Love to be at Roosevelt. It's just one of the top craft beer bars. It's just but it's a time thing.
Sure.
It's like, how much time do we have?
Yeah.
I think we'll see a little more better. We'll have a little more, with the bigger system, it's actually going to free up a little more time. That'll allow a little more of that, because I could brew 4 days in a row, or we can brew 4 days in a row, and fill all the fermenters up. So now you've got time to do cleaning, you got all the time to do all this other stuff, and you got time to go travel and make deliveries. You got time to go over and do collabs and do stuff like that. So it's just a logistics thing now.
Sure.
Ponca City's easy for us, but we're hoping in the near future it'll be something we get to other areas. But we'll make sure we bring the right beer to the other areas too.
Yeah.
Well, keeping with distribution, you talked earlier about here in Ponca. Where are some places they can get it here? I think I've seen you guys post quite a bit about the Grand Cigar Lounge. Here.
We are at the Grand Cigar Lounge, which is right here on 2nd Street, just a block away from us. Two great friends of ours, Justin and Julie Landers. They actually decided to follow their dreams after they saw that our dreams worked. They were great friends of ours. They were coming here. They still come here, but they enjoy it. And then we're at Chili's here in town. We are at Rib Crib here in town, and then we are at the Country Club here in town. So we are looking at, once the new system is now in place, it'll allow us to brew more, produce a lot more, so that way we can be at other places. There's a lot more places just here in Ponca that we can be at that we're not at right now. So even in Ponca, just to get and really saturate the market ourselves within the Ponca City market, we haven't even done that yet. We're just in a few places. So it's hope to be able to be at several more places coming in the near future. And then we'll start branching out. For us, everything is slow and be patient. It's like you have a patience approach to things. Like you want the growth to be huge, but you want to also be able to control that growth too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if it gets out of control, you can be put in a place where you can't, where you're coming up short. You don't want to do that. You're putting out a product that may be maybe subpar than what you wanted to because you feel rushed.
Yeah.
So it's basically just keeping control of everything that we have. Just make sure that we can make sure that we're giving quality product to people who are going to take care of it too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, makes sense. So we talked a little bit earlier about some of your favorite beers, and back in March, I talked to you for an article with Craft Magazine, the beer you guys are brewing for Sylvia.
We did. Yeah.
So I was curious if we could get an update on that. Tell us a little bit about the beer and how she's doing.
The beer went great, man. The beer sold out, and it actually worked out perfectly. It actually was amazing how it all worked out. We wrote the check to them, and it was happening the week of that their car had broke down.
Oh, man.
So this was perfect for what we were doing this for anyway.
Yeah.
So, because, as far as everything went, the medical part of it was covered. The St. Jude, which is an amazing organization. The McDonald House was an amazing organization. All her medical stuff was cared for. It's the unseen that wasn't.
Right.
Cars, because there's travel to Memphis and travel to Tulsa. So, there's those expenses. And then if your car breaks down, there's the unseen expense. So we were able to write them a check right the same week the car broke down. So, they did what they did with it, and they got a car, and she's doing well. She's improving, and it's actually next month, December, was when her diagnosis came through, leukemia. But they said she's doing really well. They expect a full recovery for her, and that's important.
That's awesome.
And we're doing things now that actually this coming weekend, or not this weekend, but next weekend, the 14th, 15th, and the 16th, we are doing a fundraiser for a local art mural that they're wanting to put up on the it's a old grain mill. It's been closed forever. But we got this artist going to come in, and the city's trying to raise the funds, so we are actually in the process right now. So for every pint we sell, $1 of that pint will go towards the improve. You do that, helping the our committee raise the funds to pay the artist to do that mural. So
Nice.
So yeah, that's it's one of those things. Like you said, if we feel very strongly about community stuff, we want to be very involved with the community. So it's just, to us, it's like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about some of the festivals that go on here in Ponca City. And I've seen you guys post about the Brew Fest that happens out here, looking for judges. Is there something you can tell us a little bit more about that?
So last year we had the first Brew Fest here in town. And the Brew Fest was home brews.
Okay.
And that's what it will be next year. So, and I when we talked to them, I said they were looking at getting breweries in. I said, well, everyone does that, right? I said everyone does that.
Yeah.
We're a brewery, so of course we want to be involved. But I said, get home brewers. Get home brewers, and I said some of the best beers I ever had is from home brewers. And some of the best beers you'll never get again come from home brewers.
Yeah.
So seriously, said make an event for home brewers. So that's what they did, and they were looking at doing it again this year in April. This year we want to bring judges in, judges, and they got to be sanctioned judges because a lot of people want sanctioned judges to come in. So we want to pair sanctioned judges with novice judges. So you take one sanctioned judge and pair them with a novice judge. So the novice judge gets some experience time and understands how the whole thing works with the judging. So this year they're going to do a judging that will give us best of the show, and then they're going to do this. They're going to still do the People's Choice too. So we're going to be able to do both of those and give rewards out, a cash award out to the winners of both of those categories.
Okay.
So it was a huge success last year. We feel like it could be even bigger this year and actually stretch all the way down here to our brewery. So, so we were down there and it was a great time. Very crowded, and so we was like, we want to get a lot of home brewers here. I think it's really. And I know Ponca City, they'll say Ponca City's a long ways away. We got hotels, man.
Sure.
Stay the night.
I know a couple novice judges, too.
Right?
I'm just
Right.
saying.
It sounds awesome.
All right. You're in already.
When is that?
April.
It's April,
Okay.
and I'm not going to, I don't have my phone with me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you the wrong date, but
Sure.
I think it's the last week of April.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but in actuality, you guys talking about it reminds me that we really got to get on the ball.
A festival full of homebrewers sounds awesome because
It does.
the festivals we go to that have even a small
Like the fun,
representation
yeah.
is amazing, like Wild Brew and stuff like that. So that sounds really cool.
That's all where we came from, though. From Mark starting it all with him homebrewing and teaching me and teaching Jimmy, and we're teaching Spencer. We're all homebrewers, and we were able, we took that to the next level. But my heart, that's why when I say, hey, we made 76 different beers, my heart, we're still homebrewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're still creating beer. It may not just be in our garage anymore, and we're not just handing it out any longer.
Right.
In reality, the mentality is still, we love homebrewers, and we love the fact that they, what they're creating is special. It's it's amazing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I had several people come up to us after the festival. They said, I thought, I didn't think there was going to be anything there that was going to be amazing. She goes, but every beer I had was amazing. I said that's homebrewing. And the thing is, I said, you'll never taste that again. You won't ever get that beer again. And I said, that's the crazy part. It's like, you'll never get that again. So it's a one in a lifetime experience. And she was like, and that's when she went, oh wow, that was really special.
Yeah.
And it's really getting people to understand how special getting homebrew beer is.
Yeah, it definitely throws a nice curve into those festivals because a lot of them is the same beer that you've tried
Yeah, the stuff that you could go pick
Everyone.
up at any liquor store in some cases.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you guys have a kind of a cool series of social media posts where you basically post pictures of your logo and your merch out in the wild. If you had a favorite one of those, like the favorite one where you've seen the Vortex logo somewhere and you're like, holy shit.
So, actually, this is a funny story. You bring that up because last night, the gentleman who actually started all this for us, his name was Tony Smith, and he was here last night.
Okay.
And he's wearing a white T-shirt, and I remember, and I was actually for some reason, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, I said, wow, that VAB thing, because someone mentioned me the other day, I really love the VAB in the wild thing you got going on. And I was thinking about it, I was like, who started that? And I remember this guy named Tony Smith, and he came in last night, and he comes in here, you know, he's every week, at least once a week, and I told Monica, I said, hey, he gets a beer on us, and so the guy's the one who started the VAB in the Wilds, and he's wearing a white T-shirt, which was like that was our GoFundMe T-shirt. So
oh, okay.
I know, he was well, you know, watching us long before we even got going. We did. I remember we did the GoFundMe. Like, dude, it was a long time ago. It's like, and he's donating. He got one of the T-shirts. And he was in Branson, Missouri, wearing the white Vortex Alley shirt. He was the one who started that thing.
That's awesome.
And now it really has caught. You know, it really just caught on, and people were. You know, now we get people all the time that just, it's like they'll say, "What T-shirts you got? I need to get a T-shirt for going on this vacation," which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dude, that's so cool that you guys are going to do it." And for us, it's a treat to see people wearing our merchandise, wearing our logo when they're out, you know, out in another country, out in another state. I don't care if they're at work.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, one of the guys is at work welding. He's at welding here in Ponca City, and he's wearing. I was like, "Dude, that's awesome."
Yeah.
Still in the wild.
It's still advertising.
Yeah. And I think, it's awesome to see that. My favorite part about it is that most of them stand without their face being shown.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, that's the best. I was like, I don't know who started that part of it, but that's the best part of it because it lets people have to start guessing who that person is.
That's awesome.
It leaves that little mystery there. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you all seem to have great participation with that as opposed to a lot of other breweries. You see it just all over the place. It's really cool to see. Mount Rushmore, Germany, just all over the place. It's really awesome. So on a recent episode, we got to talk to somebody about an award that they won, but it wasn't really an award. Recently won the Ponca City Main Street Hero
I did.
Award. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? What is it? And
So actually, when we talked about it earlier, the brew festival here in town. They came to me. We talked about it. I thought a brew festival was ready for Ponca City. You know, we now have a brewery. I felt like that was like Ponca City could sustain one and it would be popular. So I worked with the city and worked with Main Street here, which is a great organization. I cannot pat them on the back enough because they're just really great people to work with, and they've been huge supporters of us since we started. Actually, the person who runs it, Justin McConnell, the reason why we even did this is because she invited us to go to this. It's called a Burger Bash. It used to be the big fundraiser for the year, and now the Brewfest is now taking that over. She invited us to Brewfest to serve up samples as homebrewers, and we did. And it was such a huge response to that. And people loved it. That we was like, all right, we can do this. And so that's what actually let us start leading us down this path. One of the reasons. So the Main Street has been huge for us, huge help. But they gave me Hero of the Year. It's like they put Dave the Man Thomas, and I have to live with that part of it. The Man Thomas, like how? But I said, all right. I said, but it was a great honor. It is a great honor. I mean, anything we get. I mean, last year, since I've talked to you last time, some of the biggest honors we've had. We tied with We'll draw a blank on their name. Out of Tulsa. We were.
It was Heirloom, wasn't it?
What?
Wasn't it Heirloom?
Yeah, we titled Heirloom for new business of the year.
Awesome.
And then we won best new tourist attraction in Oklahoma. It was a statewide thing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I get that not everyone entered.
Sure.
It was nice to be recognized.
Yeah.
So we thought that was just a huge thing for us. So it's nice to be recognized for the work you put in.
Yeah.
And so and Main Street and Ponca City just really they recognize us, gives us all the props all the time, and sometimes it's embarrassing. Sometimes I feel like we don't want to hold hold all that. Like it's like that's a lot to hold, but you're very honored with it too.
Yeah.
Very humbling. Yeah, I guess when I say holding, it's like I'm very humble. I feel like I don't. I'd like to say I'm not awesome, but I'm really not that awesome.
Yeah, everybody I talked to that had your beer at a festival or whatever, let alone been here, just has nothing but great things to say,
sure.
which is kind of rare in craft beer.
Well, we try to bring some of the best beers to the festivals. We definitely don't want to bring anything less than what we think is great. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going to throw something out here to spark a little discussion. What's the best Vortex beer to drink while Jason Garrett claps and the Dallas Cowboys lose?
One of the most alcohol.
Okay. Scar tissue?
Anything with well, right now, Scar tissue is the highest alcohol beer. So, yeah, that's definitely the one. I can't even,
Sorry, had to.
Even last Monday with all those. I mean, I know Dallas won, and I celebrate that.
Yes.
But all the personal penalties. That's Jason Garrett.
Yep.
All day long, was Jason Garrett.
My concern is we start winning games. This will be like, it's enough to keep him around.
Yeah,
please don't.
exactly.
Please just get rid of him.
Yeah, change it up. It's funny how, like, the first half of that game, just like, here we go again.
Yep. First fucking play. Well, that wasn't a penalty. That was an interception. First play of the game. But all those fucking penalties these last few games have been horrible.
And that's why, like when they lost to the Saints, they lost. Although it wasn't the Saints, Green Bay. They lost to Green Bay. Well, they had 150 yards of penalties. Well, what that equates to is one touchdown and a field goal, which is what they lost by.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I went, that right there is why you lost, because there's no construct to what you're doing. You're not building anything. You're letting everyone run wild, do whatever they want to do. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's so fucking frustrating.
Can't wait for them to lose in January, because they'll probably win the division.
Yeah.
Because it's a shitty division. Anywho,
It's always good when we lose to the worst team in the league, too. Like the Jets.
Right.
Hey, you know what? It's great. I don't mind talking Cowboys, too, because you guys are Cowboy fans.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboy fan, so...
At least we're not the fan. There's the hated Cowboys fans that are out there that we're going to the Super
beat
Bowl,
the
we're in it
Giants.
all, and it's like you're not a real fan then because you haven't seen the downside for the past 20 years.
The Giants are terrible. That's why we won that game.
I saw. Even the first game of the Cowboys when the Giants put 470 yards.
Right.
I was like, that defense is getting gashed. The only thing stopped them is the Giants are so bad they can't score.
Yep.
So, but they can run. They can get the ball down the field. Just can't do anything after they do that.
Oh man.
I don't know what time. What time of the game is Sunday? So Sunday night.
It's Sunday night, yeah.
I go to my dad's.
Yeah. It's Sunday night, and Monday I'm off, so I'll drink some beer.
Speaking of drinking beer, what have been some of your personal favorite craft beers outside of Vortex over the past year? Didn't you take a trip recently?
I went to Arkansas, and I really love. I mean, my trip to Arkansas, I really loved Hawkmoth.
Yeah.
There was not any beers that I did not absolutely just enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're the same thing we do. They just produce, they get different beers on. So they kind of. It's small enough they can just produce different beers all the time. So, unfortunately, I missed several beers that I wish I would have got. It's like, oh man, but They didn't exist. There was another one, and I'm going to be awful with the name. They had a T-shirt, I would have got one. But once again, it was a small little brewery. It was. I mean, it wasn't small, not our size, but bigger than our size. But it had, it's just like a warehouse, a little small little tap room. Mm-hmm. Man, some of them had this German rye beer that was just out of this world. Like, and that's my thing. It's like, and you guys know this, you drink a lot of beer.
Yeah.
You consume a lot of beer, you taste a lot of beer. It's when you find that unique flavor, that unique taste, that unique note, you go, oh, wait a minute, there's something new here.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I think that's what, craft beer is doing. They're producing a lot of different flavors, a lot of different profiles, a lot of different things going on. That's what we try to do here: create different beers, create different aspects to it, create different flavor profiles. But for me, I think it's off our personal experience. We like that. Yeah. We want to sample the new, something different. And I think people, once you get into craft beer and you start tasting stuff, it's like you really want to venture out and find that new product or that new idea. So as far as craft beer goes, Topping Goliath probably right now is my top favorite.
Okay.
If you're going to ask, if that's, I love Topping Goliath. I think what they're doing is great. Pseudo Soup, King Soup is probably my favorite beer right now as far as an IPA, double IPA goes. Like, I like to say I drink those all night. I can't. I want to, but my body won't handle it.
The fact that it's somehow that fresh coming from Iowa or whatever is insane to me.
Yeah, it's really good. I think they got good distribution for one.
Yeah.
So they don't have a distributor who's just sitting on cases. I don't think they have to, because the beer is so good that it doesn't stick around very long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit earlier about the thing with the local artists coming up this week. What other events or beer releases or what have you do you guys have coming up you'd like to mention?
I think December we are going to do an ugly sweater party.
Okay.
Christmas ugly sweater, or just ugly sweater. We don't have to be Christmassy.
Yeah.
Just be ugly.
Happy holidays, ugly sweater.
So we're going to do that in December.
Okay.
I think December 14th is what we're looking at. So we're getting ready for that, and we just changed our hours to for the winter from. We don't open at noon on Saturdays anymore. We're open at 4 now. Yeah. We added Wednesdays in the summertime, and we didn't want to take Wednesdays away.
Okay.
So we just did a reduction on Saturday.
Yeah.
Where we saw that it wasn't really that much traffic.
Okay.
So we just felt like it actually allow us to maybe hopefully do some private parties during those times. We don't have a lot. There's not a lot of time when we do private parties, and we don't like shutting down the place for a private party.
Yeah.
We want to keep our customers happy and come back and be open when we say we're going to be open. But we also want to be able to, we want to get to the private parties as well. So we don't rent the space. We don't. Our outlook is this: we're not realtors. We sell beer. Yeah. So if you want a space that has beer. You're welcome to use this space, so we're good.
That's awesome.
I want to talk a little bit about, we talked about it before the show, a little about collaborations that you've done, and maybe some type of kind of a mentorship that you're doing. Last time we were here, Dollhouse Road was out here, brewery and planning, and I think I saw a post maybe a couple months ago about a brewery out of Moore that's maybe in planning that came out and helped brew a beer with you guys.
I don't really know anyone from Moore.
Yeah, I have the town wrong.
Oklahoma out of
they came out here? Okay.
Yeah. And they brewed one with us. We're actually talking to them last week about them coming out again. So
Oklahoma's been. I've seen that name online, but I haven't seen anything more about them. So it's cool that they came out here to help.
I think they just found a location, and they're just waiting for some paperwork to go through, and hopefully it all works out, and they can snag this spot and start building. Because Edmond's a growing town. I mean, it's getting more difficult to find the right property for what you want to do. So.
Cool.
But we're like, as far as that goes, like we're about, we love the collab part of it. When we were homebrewers, we used to have, we'd invite people over to come over and brew with us. We just have a whole day of brewing. Even just teaching people brewing. We do, once a year we'll do a brew class here at the University Center just to teach people how to brew.
Nice, that's awesome.
It's just, we love craft beer, and and wherever that's coming from, we love it. We just want it to be. We want craft people to understand what goes into craft beer. I think when people understand what goes in, the work, the effort, figuring it out, they have a more of appreciation and a more love for craft beer. So it's just I drink craft beer, like, oh, I know how that's made, and I think people having that knowledge actually helps.
Yeah, that's awesome. The community part's always one of my favorite parts of doing these episodes.
Absolutely.
Is just hearing more about that kind of things. It's really cool.
Yeah. So as we wrap this up, let's just talk. Where can people find you online, social media, that kind of thing?
We are on Instagram. We are on VAB 2016. It's based off the year we were created.
Okay.
So,
right on.
We are on Facebook as Vortex Alley Brewing. We are on Instagram, but probably not. I don't post it. I don't understand Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah.
That's not Instagram, but Twitter. I don't really understand Twitter.
Yeah.
So that's on me.
It's for retweeting memes. It's really nothing.
Yeah.
So
it's for our president to yell things and.
So I don't know. I didn't get it, so I just kind of stopped using it.
Yeah.
But Instagram, we're on Instagram. We have our own webpage, vortexalleybrewing.com, and we have really just come see us and talk with us.
Yeah.
The one thing that people love about what we do is, there's usually one of us here all the time.
Awesome.
So we're always here.
Yeah.
So, at least someone. So you can. One of my favorite things is going to a brewery and talk with people who either own it or people who are brewing the beer, because those are the people. We're going to talk the same language. I'm an owner and a brewer, and that's the same guy with the other guys. They're owners and brewers. So when we go to the place talking to the owner, that serves their purpose too. We actually learn the business side of things. We actually get knowledge from that. You talk to the brewer, you may find out some tweaks and stuff, and they may find out some tweaks and stuff that you do.
Yeah.
And so it actually is, you're collabing in some ways in that way by just having conversations. And so I feel like, that's when I go, that's what I love to do. So if I go to a place and I talk to the owner or the brewer, I usually will return to that place.
Yeah.
And people, they tell us all the time, they say, we'd love that we can come here and just talk to you guys and hang out. Smoke cigars or drink some beers and just laugh. And sometimes it's just laughing. So.
Well, and hear that passion behind what you guys do, because I'm not going to learn any brewing tips because I don't brew, right? But I get to hear that passion behind the beer I'm drinking, and that's awesome.
It's the benefit of craft beer versus macro beer. Big shit. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's love. I mean, you just measure it by love. It's, we did this, and there's when we were building this, there's plenty of opportunities to stop and really say this is too hard.
Yeah.
But the drive and the love and the passion for it didn't allow that. Knowing with 100% certainty that we would absolutely regret if we did not push forward. There was no stopping us. We had to get through to the next stage. So.
Yeah.
And I think that's for anyone who starts a business, not even just in brewing, but in business. If you start a small business, you have to have your love and passion for that. What you're doing has to be so great that it will push you through all the hurdles, because they're coming, regardless if you want them to or not. They're all coming. So you just have to keep just pushing through. Yeah. And I think anyone in a small business does that. So that's I tip my hat to them, because sometimes it can be very difficult.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's perfect. I've ended it.
Yeah, it is. Thanks again for having us out today.
Thank you.
It's great to be here again.
Always good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Always talking about trash about Jason Garrett.
All day.
When he's gone, I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Probably still Jason Garrett. No, we'll just switch to Jerry Jones.
All right, I like that.
That guy said, "Don't let the door hit in the vagina on the way out." That was hilarious.
Good idea.
You've just listened to another round of Pub Talk. Thanks again to Dave and the great folks over at Vortex Alley Brewing in Ponca City for having us out today. Make sure you follow them on social media for the latest and greatest, and stop by the taproom the next time you're nearby. If you like what you heard on today's show, show us some love all over social media at Pub Talk Podcast. And to continue getting alerts every time we drop an episode, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button before you go. Find out all you've ever wanted to know about the show and more. Head over to our website, pubtalkpodcast.com. And remember, folks, there's never anything too big or hard in life that you can't handle over a few beers with your good friends. So until next time, just chill to the next episode.